Hey everybody, welcome back to Grand Arena 5v5, Season 5, Round 2. Here's a look at my opponent. We're very evenly matched up. He's got just about everything I have. Here's a look at his inventory. Excuse me. As you can see, he's got just about everything faction-wise. I've pretty much got a very similar inventory. So should be a very even matchup. Here's a look at my defense. Up top, got my Palpatine, Bounty Hunters, and Revan squad. Behind that is my Mace Timeout team. I saved my Millennium Falcon in case he sets the same thing. Now here is my bottom. And behind that, I have my Phoenix and my Bastila Jedi team. I took her off my normal Revan team and used Ezra there to have two decent defenses. Here's a look at his defense up top. Zeta Crew, Scoundrel team, and a Rebel team under that. Down low, Ewoks and Bounty Hunters. He went relatively light on defense so that he could save everything for offense. So it's going to be a matter of efficiency. Against his Bounty Hunters, I'm going to use my JTR team, as usual. Now that Bossk is stunned, I'm going to start working on a couple of the squishy people. We'll still remove turn meter from Bossk. Keep him on timeout. A little burn action. Go back to Bossk, remove that turn meter, keep him on timeout. Alright, that was probably a little overkill, but get Cad out of there. Start working on Zam. Illuminated Destiny pops. Don't want to waste a big hit on one of the other ones, so we'll go back to Bossk and go back to Zam. Seen a lot of people get rid of Boba here before Bossk, but I always leave Boba till the end because he's going to revive. And he revives and killed. Alright. Now we got the Ewoks. I wanted to go to the bottom. In these 5v5 situations where the bottom has another character section behind it, usually I like to go to the bottom just to start with so I can see what's behind it, so I can plan on what to attack up top, because you don't want to go too hard. This guy, it worked out really well. I'm happy that Bounty Hunters and Ewoks are down there because I have counters that I'm 100% going to use on those teams regardless of where they're at, so I don't have to chance using too much just to see what's behind them. I'm always going to use this Rex Wampa against Ewoks. I'm always going to use JTR against Bounty Hunters, so it made for a really easy decision on what to do once I open up that back area and I see what is back there. Now I always want to get rid of Elder as fast as possible. Once he's gone, it's just a matter of time before Wampa keeps getting stronger and stronger and starts taking people out, and without Elder, they can't be revived, so you can pretty much put it on auto. I didn't here, but it would have had the same outcome. Since I know it's going to be a bit of a efficiency battle, because he kept so much on offense, I didn't go full auto just so maybe I could get, heal everybody, get a couple points out, make sure I have 100% health on people with Barris and stuff, where AI might not do that. You never know. Now Wicket's the next squishiest. The tank's gone. Alright, here Wampa goes. He's starting to get strong. Alright, get the health up there. Alright, 55 banners. Now I'll start working on the top. You didn't see, but what's behind that on that bottom section was pretty weak, so I'm not too worried about it. Now we're going against First Order, so I always use my Ewoks. This is my favorite counter in the game, probably. It works almost every time. There's so much control with Ewoks. The battles tend to last a little while because Ewoks don't do a ton of damage. But, if it works, it works. Now I'm going after Executioner here, just to start playing 5-on-4 as soon as possible. There's that. Now I'll go after TIE Pilot, because he's pretty squishy. Alright, now on to Phasma. Now I always do Kylo Ren Unmasked. I save regular Kylo Ren till the very end, because he's one of the hardest to kill with all his regeneration, health and protection, and all that stuff. What's nice about these Ewoks is they almost always finish with 100% health and sometimes 100% protection too. Now I only have the Zetas on Troopa and Wicket, but I could put one on Logray and Paploo too, but honestly I haven't had a need to. If for some reason any aspect of the game they didn't work in, I'd think about it, but as of right now, they're perfect for everything. Territory Wars, Grand Arena, territory battles. I mean, they work great. Alright. And we got a train in the background. Alright. Now, with this team, this Scoundrel team has Nest on it, so I always like to use Nihilus. Just that way you can guarantee you're going to take out Nest. You don't have to worry about all her stacking, protection, and offense and all that stuff. You're good to go. And in the future, what I might try, because this team's not super highly geared, and one thing I'm going to start working on against some of these weaker defenses is start leaving some empty slots, because there's no reason why Traya, Nihilus, and Scion alone couldn't do this battle just as well and maybe give me a couple extra points. There's no shot at this team, especially with how they were geared, doing anything. So it's definitely something I'm going to start working on. Depending on how it goes in the next round, I may try to do a few different battles where I only use 3 or 4 people, try to squeak out a couple bonus points. Anywhere you can get a couple of bonus points when it comes down to an efficiency battle where there's a good chance you both clear. If you can get a slight advantage just by leaving an empty slot because it's overpower in a way, then that's a bonus in your... Alright. Go ahead and use my CLS team against this Rebel team. Take out Lando right away, since he's the squishiest. Get rid of the taunt. Now start going after Cassian. He's gone. Now right here, I should have went after Scarif Rebel Pathfinder there before he taunted. If I would have used Han's Basic on him, I could have removed some of the turn meter since his turn meter was over 50%. But still an easy win, no big deal. He's going to come back, so he's got a buff on him, and now he's dead for good. Alright, now we're on to ships. I gotta be honest, I was ecstatic when I saw that he put his Millennium Falcon on defense because I saved mine and I used my Mace timeout team on mine. So without him having his Millennium Falcon to use on offense, I was assuming that he would struggle against my Mace timeout team and either not beat it at all or have to do it in a couple battles. So, and usually in normal arena, I use Houndstooth in my starting lineup instead of Biggs. So this doesn't go as well as my normal arena battles, but it's still fine. Biggs is a good enough substitute that it still works. And I had an advantage. I've got my Akbar fully maxed out, so my speed is actually 1 speed higher than his. So I knew my reinforcement would come in first, which gives me a good advantage. And what's nice is I just brought in Phantom, which means on Akbar's next move, I get to bring someone else in. And then I always bring in Cassian. He's one of the best reinforcements in the game because when he comes in, he strips all buffs. So that allows you to take out Han, Millennium Falcon, as fast as possible. Get rid of that buff where you can't target him. Now this was the bottom where I was trying to see. They had some Imperial Troopers. I figure I'll use my Imperial Troopers because mine are better and geared better. And he didn't have the Zeta on Veers, which is very odd because that team goes to great levels with just that single Zeta. It's amazing what one Zeta is. Kind of like putting a Zeta on Finn. It just supercharges the team. Now if you can also get Range Trooper on that team, then you're taking down Night Sisters no problem. Since the rework on Night Sisters is a little tricky if you don't have range, but if you have range, it's game over. Now if they put Nest with the Night Sisters, then sometimes I save my Traya for that. I almost always save my Traya for Nest, just so I can use Nihilus's Annihilate on her and I don't have to worry about it. Now I saw an opportunity here to have a couple unused slots, get some bonus points. I normally save this team for Bastard leads, but he didn't use that on defense, so I figure use it or lose it. This is my last battle. Everything goes really well. I waited a little longer to post this video, and I'm actually doing the voiceover right now at work the next day on my lunch break. That's why we heard the train earlier, so that I could show you the final score. Because a lot of times I put these out and we don't know what happened, even though, before you start, you usually have a pretty good idea. But this was such an even matchup, I wanted to wait a little bit so we could see how he did on my team. So as soon as this battle's over, we'll take a look at what the final score was and how it went. This is a good battle. Finish with full health and protection on everybody, and I got a couple bonus points for unused slots, so can't complain about that. Now, I ended up winning by 21 points. So he struggled somewhere. So far, only one battles on my characters. In my hard section, even my Revan team. He took everything out on one shot. So my advantage was this Mace timeout team. This won the game for me. Had he saved his Millennium Falcon for offense, it would have come down to probably just a couple points. So I won this one. We're on to the finals. Thanks for watching.